Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chain. Can't control me. I got the power.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Fulky here. I just want to give a shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS network on YouTube. Keep doing your thing, guys. Go VAWLS.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS network. My name's the Indie Kid coming at you. Could the son of the king, LeBron James, be Knoxville bound? Who knows? We'll see. Interesting article ran across today on Rocky Top Insider by Rick Butler. Talks about the recruitment of Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, 2023 recruit, ranked the number 38 player in the class 2023 out of Sierra Canyon, out in California, Chatsworth, California, which is a suburb of Los Angeles. Just a few points on that. Number one, kind of answer a few things along this 10 or so minutes. But number one, just because he's LeBron James' son, is he good? Number two, how big would this be for Tennessee if they were to get Bronny James? Number three, what could this do? How could this affect the Tennessee men's basketball team moving forward? How could this even have an effect on the women's basketball program as well? But before we get into any of that, guys, make sure you smash that like button. If you haven't already, if you like the content on here, guys, if you could hit subscribe, that'd be awesome. We just recently went over 10,000 subscribers. And, we want to keep growing. We want to keep growing this. Obviously, football, things are looking up. Basketball, it's kind of an interesting thing right now. Basketball is in good shape, but it's depending on the night. Emotions kind of run interesting with basketball, and of course we got baseball just around the corner. Excited about that as well. But again, this stood out to me. Basketball recruiting has been really slow this year. Tennessee got B.J. Edwards for the 2022 class. That's the only signee they have right now. Obviously, I expect them to add more when they get into the spring signing period. But lots of visits when June started, and it just nothing came of it. And for different reasons, but they were definitely in on some good prospects. This group did an excellent job scouting, because some of the guys they scouted started off ranked lower and then end up skyrocketing. But Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, 6'3", 190 combo guard. Again, Sierra Canyon, California. Any of you guys that keep up with basketball, this is kind of a hot spot right now. There was a game last year, Tennessee's own Jemima Mashak. They played against Sierra Canyon. I think this may have been an ESPN game or on one of the ESPN networks. And it was a big deal because it was a star-studded audience in attendance, and Mashak really showed out in that game and showed what he did. But the article ran across on Rocky Top Insider. Again, it was, what? Number one, is Bronny James a good ball player? Just because you're the son of LeBron James, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the next LeBron James, obviously. But as I mentioned earlier, kind of at the onset of the video, Bronny James, according to 24/7 Sports, is ranked the number 38 player in the nation and the number 6 combo guard in the nation as well. But according to Rick Butler on there, of course, Bronny's recruitment, it's considering he's a junior going into his senior year next year, it's been really a quiet recruitment when you're the son of LeBron James. And maybe it's been designed that way. But, there's a long way to go on this one. But according to Rick Butler, he said a report from Sunday has sparked some conversation around Knoxville. It said, according to 24/7 Sports' Eric Bossy, Tennessee could be one of the initial frontrunners in the recruitment of James. And I quote, Bossy says, he's still basically off limits to the media and hasn't put out a school list. But some of the teams that he is believed to have interest in include Duke, Ohio State, Tennessee, and Texas, among others, Bossy said in a report on Sunday. And then in a report earlier on from Yahoo Sports, this was in the summer of 2021, it said that Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, and Kentucky have all showed early interest, but the status of his recruitment is unknown. So, that goes on, again, talks about a 6'3", 190 combo guard, 6th ranked combo guard in the class, 5th ranked player from the state of California. So I'm curious to see, how this recruitment goes. Does his stock go up? Does it stay kind of where it is? What teams are going to be involved? But is he a good ball player? Absolutely. Top 50. That's a good player. I don't know the whole scouting. Is he a for sure like one and done? Is he a multi-year guy? Kind of around that rank. And of course, that could obviously change. That leads me to believe he could be a multi-year college guy. But so, yes, he is a good player. Yes, not just because he's LeBron James' son, but because he's a good ball player, he would add to this Tennessee program, adding guards to this program. It's interesting that B.J. Edwards is the only commitment for 2022. I don't know how many spots are going to be available. Fulkerson's a super senior. Kennedy Chandler is going to be one and done. I feel for certain on that. But other than that, I could see everybody else being back. And, of course, you're always going to have that attrition. And Tennessee's no different than anybody else. We saw how much turnover there was in the offseason. I think you really need to go into this one with minimal turnover. Though I think that is vital to them. Continue to develop what you have. Have that B.J. Edwards. You've got him signing in the fold. Maybe add, whether you add through the portal. Do you add a late riser? Maybe somebody who's just decided not to sign. Do you get somebody like that late as well? But that holds spots open for 2023. Where could that pay dividends? This is a hot school, Sierra Canyon. What I mean by that, a lot of I would say, celebrities, former pro players and stuff. That's where I think you had Dwayne Wade's, some of his kids play there. I saw where Zach Randolph, who used to play with Portland and the Grizzlies, his daughter goes there as a pretty good basketball player. If I'm not mistaken, Kobe Bryant's. I'm trying to think if Kobe has children. It seems to me like I saw something with that. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I confused that with something else. I saw his name mentioned as well. Scottie Pippen. You had Scottie Pippen Jr. who come from there. I saw looking at the Sierra Canyon roster, there's a Justin Pippen. So I kind of wonder if that's Scottie Pippen, another one of his sons as well. But big-time basketball is being played out there. Of course, it's going to be heavily televised. And if Tennessee were to get Bronny James, they're going to be on TV every night. They're going to get the coverage. Will it be a circus? I don't know. I mean, you could probably use that, a media circus, but this would be big for Tennessee basketball. How could it affect the women's? Let's say you get into Sierra Canyon. That's a big inroad right there. You get in, you're getting access to that program. You start building relationships there. You start building, I don't know if I want to say a pipeline. It'd be nice to, but positive things come from there. Bronny James has a good experience. How does this relate? You got LeBron James talks to all these guys out there. There's other, LeBron James kids coming up. How could that affect future? It also goes over to the women's program. If you've got some of these old NBA guys who their daughters are playing at Sierra Canyon, Bronny James comes to Tennessee and has a good experience. That could have a trickle-down effect for both basketball, in my opinion, on that. Maybe I'm wrong. And, leave me a comment, guys, and let me know what you think of it. But this would be big for Tennessee. And you got to think along the lines, too, that card of Kevin Durant playing for Rick Barnes. That James and Barnes may be familiar for each other. I'm not sure. Obviously, a long way to go in this recruitment, but I thought it was interesting that Tennessee's in the door with Bronny James, or at least it seems according to Eric Bossy. Where does this recruitment go moving forward? I'm curious to see where Tennessee, how they handle this recruitment. Are they able to stay in it? Are they able to possibly win this recruitment? It would be a big deal for Tennessee basketball. I think it would be put a spotlight on them, show what they're doing. And this is going to, recruits are going to take notice of this as well. This could have big time dividends. But like always, guys, leave me a comment. Smash that like button. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. Just to kind of update you for the week, Dauber and I will be live tomorrow night after the Tennessee USC Upstate game. That'll probably be around 9 o'clock-ish, in that range. Boogie, Dauber, myself, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. live show. We'll have a lot to discuss with early signing day on Wednesday. Where does Tennessee finish? Expect they'll add some commitments to that class, some signings to that class, and we'll kind of review that and see. And that could kind of give, who doesn't sign Wednesday, who's maybe going to wait a day or two to sign, who's going to wait till the February signing period as well. But a lot to cover this week. And then Saturday as well, Tennessee, Memphis, noon. Hopefully Tennessee can take care of business. The plan is, barring something unforeseen, Dauber and I will be live after that. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good evening. My name's the Indie Kid. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. And as always, go Big Orange.
That's all.